This Sunday is Commitment Sunday for the Foundations of Faith Capital Campaign. Please bring your threefold commitment brochure to any of the 4 weekend services. During the offering time, you will be invited to bring them forward as we present to God how each of us will join in the Ascension Grade School startup. Now, don't worry if you have forgotten your flyer at home on that day. We will have plenty of extras as backup. Thank you for taking the time to prayerfully consider how you might join in this ministry outreach to children and their families. It's exciting to think that we are starting a new institution that will bless generations to come with faith and life and academic growth. The Maple campus will also be serving a meal after the 10 a.m. service this Sunday as part of the school celebration. If you want to be there, just let them know you're coming because everything is provided on that day. And for our devotion today, I have finally come to the book of Ecclesiastes in my personal devotional reading. And I'll have to admit that this book will make you shake your head and say things like, well, now that's depressing. Just listen to chapter 9. The author, whom we believe was King Solomon, wrote, "So I reflected on all of this and concluded that the righteous and the wise and what they do are in God's hands. But no one knows whether love or hate awaits them. All share a common destiny, the righteous and the wicked, the good and the bad." Yeah, the common destiny that the author lamented about, that we will all face, is that we will all die. So the preacher in Ecclesiastes goes on to say, "I have seen something else under the sun. The race is not always to the swift, or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned. But time and chance happen to them all. Moreover, no one knows when their hour will come." In this life, the preacher laments, you can try your hardest. You can be well trained and educated, but an unfortunate turn of chance can ruin your life. Oh, and about your life, no one knows when it will end, either long or short or somewhere in between. Who knows? Yeah, all very cheery observations, right? And while we may not like to face these facts, unfortunately they are true. The race doesn't always go to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Chance, bad luck, or whatever you're going to call it, happens. So why is this in the Bible? I mean, the book of Proverbs sounds much more biblical in that it says the wise succeed, the foolish perish. The book of Proverbs says that hard work has the promise of rich reward, while lazy sluggards are promised poverty and famine. Yeah. Well, the reason that Ecclesiastes is in the Bible is that while normally hard work does pay off, just like Proverbs describes with riches and rewards, and foolish procrastination most of the time leads one in poverty, the reality is there's a glitch in the system called chance. And unless you are aware of this reality, life will not make any sense when you work really hard and you are faithful and yet still not blessed with rewards. And you will be left wondering, well, what just happened? So why does God allow for random chance to ruin everything? Why doesn't He ensure that every good work receives its just reward? Well, make no mistake, God is fair and He is just. But He also allows for random chance to ruin everything. But this flaw in the system hasn't come from Him. It's come from us. We, humanity, have introduced the flaw, and now life doesn't always work the way it was designed from the beginning, when God declared of His entire creation, "Ooh, this is very good." But everything changed in the garden, at the tree, that tree that we were told not to eat from, The whole flawless system of obedience and rewards was tipped upside down as Adam and Eve reached out their hands and ate the fruit that they were falsely believing would make them the ones who decide what is a good work and what is a proper reward for obedience. Everything in this world now has a fatal flaw. Now, everyone born of Adam and Eve, no matter how good, how smart, hard-working, sincere, devout, religious, have the same fate as those who are foolish, violent, lazy, and heartless. All of us bear the same fate in that we will all die. Yes, working hard normally leads to a better life than laziness. Yes, being kind normally leads to a better life than being filled with bitterness. But not always. Not now that we have introduced this fatal flaw. Now, chance, bad luck, besets us all and will wreak its havoc. Fortunately, there is more to the Bible than the book of Ecclesiastes. And from the first book of Genesis to the last book of Revelation, there is one big story being told about God's great love for us and how He has come to rescue us from our fate of death and hell. His Son Jesus runs swiftly to our aid. He teaches wisely. His goodness and faithfulness have no flaw. But Jesus does not win the race. He is not rewarded with riches, honor, and success in this life. The fatal flaw falls on Him in full force. Chance takes away His rightful place, and an untimely death on a cross steals His joy. But this was the rescue plan from the beginning. With the resurrection of Jesus from the dead 3 days later, God has given us a new life that once again rewards obedience without a flaw. Just not your obedience, but the obedience of Jesus. God rewards hard work without any chance of the reward slipping away. Just not your hard work, but that of Jesus. The perfect system of love, faithfulness, and eternal reward is now set in place, and it cannot be spoiled again, because Jesus has provided this new life in Himself. All with Him will be rewarded with eternal life. All with Him will be blessed forever, no matter what bad luck strikes in this life. We have an untouchable life in Him.